make a left turn, first move to the lane closest to the center divider or to the left lane. Stop behind the limit line before to look left, right, then left again. Once it's clear to go, pull forwards a little before making the turn to avoid cutting corners.
When making a left turn, be sure to look over your left shoulder and begin signaling 100 feet before you turn. Remember to always reduce your speed before looking over your shoulder.
When making a left turn from a two-way street to a one-way street, start the turn in the lane closest to the middle of the street. Turn into any lane that is safely open.
Start the turn in the far right lane. You can turn into any lane that is open.
Go.
When turning from a one-way street to a two-way street, start the turn from the far left lane.
When making a right turn, begin signaling 100 feet before you turn. Then look over your right shoulder and reduce your speed. To make a right turn, you should drive close to the right edge of the road. If there's an open bike lane, you should drive in this lane no earlier than 200 feet before you turn. Stop behind the limit line and look left and right before making the turn. Only make the turn when it is safe. Do not finish your turn in another lane. You should always finish your turn in the right lane. When making a right turn on a red light, signal and stop behind the limit line, crosswalk, or before entering an intersection. You may only make the turn if a sign prohibits it. Always yield to pedestrians, cyclists, or motorcyclists. If there is a dedicated right turn lane, you may make a right turn without stopping. Go.
You can only make U-turns across a double yellow line when it is safe and legal.
Go.
You can also make U-turns at an intersection on a green traffic signal light or a green arrow unless a no U-turn sign is posted.
When straightening out your vehicle, begin turning the steering wheel away from the curb when your rear wheel is within 18 inches of the curb. You may need to pull forwards and back to straighten out. Your vehicle should now be parallel to the curb and no further than 18 inches from the curb.
When parking downhill, turn your front wheels into the curb. When parking uphill, turn your front wheels away from the curb and let your vehicle roll back a few inches. If heading up or downhill and there isn't a curb, turn the wheels so that the vehicle will roll away from the center of the road just in case the brake fails.
When parallel parking, always make sure to check your mirrors and look over your shoulder. Keep your foot on the brake and put the vehicle in reverse. Make sure you maintain the signal. Then take your foot off the brake and before backing up, check your mirrors and look behind you. In order to parallel park, first look for a space that is at least 3 feet longer than the vehicle you are driving. Next, signal that you intend to park there. Pull your vehicle alongside the space or vehicle and leave approximately 2 feet between the space or vehicle next to you. Begin to back up. Next, straighten out your vehicle. So, please don't park anywhere where there's a no parking sign. Just don't do it. I know it might be tempting, but just don't. Anyways, on a marked or unmarked crosswalk, don't want to, block the people. Within 3 feet of a sidewalk, side ramp for a disabled person, in a disabled person's parking space, in a space next to a disabled person's parking space, if it is paved in a crosshatch, which is diagonal pattern, in a space designated for parking zero emissions cars, unless you're driving one, then go right ahead. In a tunnel or bridge, except if there's a sign. Within 15 feet of a fire hydrant or fire station, don't want to block, don't want to, make them late to their emergency, or later, I guess. within 7.5 feet of the railroad track. Don't forget that half foot, 6 inches. I recommend bringing one of these when you're driving so that you could measure your 7.5 feet from the railroad track, just so that you don't, accidentally block the train. Anyways, between a safety zone and the curb, don't double park, which is parking the street when all the legal parking places are taken. So just don't park in the street, basically, if it's illegal. On the wrong side of the street, that will be dangerous. At a red curb, red basically always means no, or like just don't do it. Like, just if it's red, don't go. Don't. On a freeway, except in an emergency.